How to unlock your brain's full potential. Scientists suggest that Einstein was no smarter than the average person, but he knew how to tap into his full brain power. By the end of this guide, you will learn the methods that could make you use as much of your brain as Einstein. The methods that we were taught in school to use for learning are over 3,000 years old, and they simply do not work. Most of us have been convinced that we only use about 10% of our brain on a daily basis. Unfortunately, the number is more like only 1%, but it doesn't have to be that way. We can learn to use almost all of our brain all of the time. We simply just need to change our way of learning. What we were taught in school did not work for most people and left many people feeling inadequate, slow, and downright stupid. We have used an inadequate and primitive method to learn, which is slow, makes learning more work than it has to be, and hinders learning challenges instead of facilitating them. Scientists studied the EEG readings of two groups of people. One group worked on painting masterpieces while the other group just doodled. The scientist expected the group working on the masterpieces to have higher EEG readings than the doodlers. To their amazement, both groups had roughly the same EEG readings. It doesn't take any more brainpower to paint a masterpiece than it does to doodle stick people. If it takes as much energy to goof off as it does to paint a masterpiece, you might as well work on a masterpiece. The masterpiece in this article is your brain. It deserves your attention, and it deserves to be used to its fullest capacity and be filled with information and knowledge that you can use. People focus on writing things down way too much. This is a very bad habit to get into, and can decrease your ability to remember things. Here are some tips on how to remember things a bit better. 1. Believe you'll remember it to focus your whole brain on the effort. 2. Will yourself to remember it to activate the internal brain. 3. Visualize clearly in your mind what it is you want to remember to bring it into focus of your whole mind. 4. Tell yourself to remember it so your unconscious will mark it as special and make it stand out more. 5. Mentally review it the next morning. 6. Review the material again to refresh and reinforce it. When you first wake up in the morning, you are a lot smarter than you are the rest of the day. Your brain is open. You are in the genius state. This occurs when you first wake up, and Einstein found that out. So, he did something incredible. He learned how to get into it. What he did is sit down holding a ball in his hand. He closed his eyes and relaxed. Then as he started to fall asleep, his muscles would loosen and the ball would drop, thus waking him up. When he awoke, he was in the genius state. Another state that geniuses use taps into your brain, and takes experience from any part of your life, and pretty much gives yourself advice. Here are the steps. 1. Sit in a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. 2. Close your eyes. 3. Imagine that you are in a lush green forest. Imagine it more vividly with each step you take. Invoke the senses so that you not only see the forest, but you can also hear the sounds and smell the scents of the forest. 4. Then imagine that on your path you come to a rustic cabin, a quaint little house. See the house as vividly as you can with colors, shapes of windows, curtains, etc. Also imagine the landscape. What does the yard look like? Imagine it as vividly as possible too. 5. Imagine that you walk up to the door, you see and feel the doorknob, you open the door and then walk inside. 6. Next you visualize that a wise old man or woman is in the middle of the room. Visualize the person as fully as possible. Go to the wise old man, woman and tell him/her your problem. 7. Listen closely to what you think the person might say. You will sometimes be amazed at what your own unconscious mind will tell you. This is also the part of your mind that spits out things you were trying to remember days or weeks before. It's that time you are driving along or see something that sparks your memory, and all of a sudden the answer comes to you. We need to reprogram our minds with positive thoughts and messages to change our negative thinking about learning into positive ones. Think about all the things you have learned so far. Tell yourself that you will remember what you're learning and what you need to remember. Working on these simple tricks will help your memory improve tremendously. Here are some more small, but extremely useful things you can do to get the most out of your brain. Deep breathing. Taking deeper breaths enhances your brain's power. See, your brain, all of your body for that matter, needs oxygen to function, and it is proven that the more you get the better. Not only will this help you think better, but it will increase the strength of your lungs, which can help in various circumstances. Meditation. This isn't a long-term thing, but more of a cool-down. Meditating when you are stressed, or are about to do something important is very helpful. Sitting down, closing your eyes, and focusing on nothing but your breath. This relaxes you, and clears your mind. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes, and you will feel rejuvenated afterwards. Using dead time when you are in the car, or walking to school, or other things like that just waste your time. Yes, you are getting somewhere, but what more do most people do besides talk or listen to music while doing it? Then whenever you are in the car, you can still be learning something. Or find a video file, like how to set up a rat, etc., and put it on your earphone for when you are walking to school, or riding passenger. Rosemary. There isn't an absolute proven study that this is a working method, but some people swear that their brains get woken up just from inhaling the scent or rosemary. No harm could be done, so why not try it? Maybe it will work for you. Music. This isn't about listening to rap or hard rock, but things like Mozart. There was a study at the University of California that kids who listened to piano and/or sang in a daily chorus were much better at solving puzzles, and scored 80% higher in spatial intelligence. Sugar. Do not eat sugar before a test, or something that requires thinking like that. Sugar can cause brain fog and mess up your train of thought. Fun. Don't be all work. Even if you try to be the smartest person in the world all day long, you will still feel empty. Find a balance that it's suitable for you between working and doing something you enjoy. It will relieve a lot of stress, and can take your mind off of things that could be bothering you. Fish. Eating fish actually speeds up your brain waves. Faster brain waves means faster thinking when you are in a fast situation. There are also fish oil pills that you can use like vitamins, which takes the place of eating fish. Puzzles. Grab a crossword once every other day, or whatever schedule you want, or even a couple riddles. This makes you think outside the box, and a great way to get brain exercise. It is even good to do while at an airport, or waiting for a dentist appointment. Questions. Ask yourself questions, then ponder it for a while and find the most logical solution possible. If you can't find an answer, ask someone else, because an unanswered question can drive you crazy. Things like, why are taller buildings better, or what is the purpose of a curb, or things that you see in your everyday life that can be further thought about. Exercise. Research shows that exercising for just 12 minutes a day can increase your brain power by 30%. Memory. If you need to remember something short-term, then it is best to do it in the morning, because of the genius state that Einstein used. Long-term, on the other hand, is proven to be better in the afternoon. Also, if you are learning the words to a song, or studying for a test, it is best to sleep on it after studying. Before you go to bed, take some problems and put them on a paper. When you wake up, do the problems, then review the information, to recap what you learned the previous day, only used for tests or school work. Listen. When you listen, knowledge comes rushing into your brain through your ears. You will become more aware of your surroundings, understand things better, and a keen ear is a great skill. Getting dressed. When you get dressed, do it in the dark. It makes you use different senses, and increases awareness. Sudoku. It is a simple game that falls under the category of puzzles mentioned earlier, but it is one of the most powerful and effective ways to exercise your brain.